Hey, Ben Rage here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My original plan for my first video was to upload a base that I had built. I built it about a week ago, and it was called Winnebago Voyager, and it's a starship that has, it's like an RV, if you know what that is. And it has, beds, and it's like a base inside your starship. And I just thought if I upload that today or sometime soon, people are gonna think I'm tying that into the new Voyagers update. So I thought, to avoid the confusion, instead I'll just walk you through my experience building my first Corvette and just show you everything that I learned. So the first thing you're going to want to do, if you haven't done it already, is go to a space station, and you'll see that there are 4 teleporters now, and each one will teleport you to a different landing pad. Each landing pad has a workshop in it, and so obviously that means that you can have 4 Corvette class ships parked at the same time, modifiable in every space station. Or you could have 4 people building one from scratch at the same time. So what I thought I would do is I would show you the one I built, and I'm going to modify it and then kind of show you how I built it from scratch, kind of do it a little bit backwards. So this is what I put together, and I'm mostly okay with it. It's not great, but I don't hate it. I do want to add maybe a slight modification to it. And so I will show you that first. I know that seems kind of backwards, but well, actually, you know what? I won't show you that first. I'll show you that last. Instead, we'll come here, and we have 2 terminals. You have the Corvette Workshop, and you have the Corvette Workshop Cache. I don't know what the cache is for. It's possible there's a way to scrap your ship and that the components get refunded here. There actually is a way to, there might be a way to test that. I never even considered this. If you'll just give me a couple of moments here, maybe I can scrap this ship. Okay, you cannot salvage your Corvette. Well, that's good to know. And that leaves me not knowing what that cache is for, but I'd rather just focus on the building today anyway. So let's go into the Corvette Workshop. And when you go into the Corvette Workshop for your first time, in your log you will get a Corvette assembly mission, and it will tell you to purchase your components, design and assemble, and finally furnish. I haven't furnished it, so that's why the mission is still active. Let's go into the workshop. And if I modify something, and I'll show you the first thing I wanted to modify was this window, and I apply the edits, you'll also have the option to store design for later and to continue modifying. If I apply the edits, it will actually add a menu selection to this Corvette Workshop. It'll add modify. Oh no, it didn't add the. Oh, I know why it didn't do that. Let me show you something. So let me get rid of the second window. Delete. Now this time, if I store design for later, that will add a menu selection to the Corvette Workshop. It will add resume editing, start fresh edits, which would mean it would eliminate those 2 edits I just made and start fresh from the ship as it was, create new, or purchase. So let's go to purchase first, and I'm going to fly through this quickly. As far as trading advanced modules, I haven't figured out how to do this yet, and I'm not sure why, but when you want to get an item, you have to barter for it. And even though I have a lot of modules, it's not showing I have anything in my inventory to barter with. I will try to figure that out later today. So that's all I'll say about that for now. You can sell your components and regular stuff in this menu as well. When you purchase your basic component modules, you have a limited selection That's about it, a couple screens worth. And I've been to 2 space stations, and those 2 space stations had the exact same selection. They did not have a single thing different. I'm positive about that. Now, I don't know if I go out to more space stations if there are different components there, but the 2 space stations that I went to had these exact same components. And the first thing you're going to do is buy some, and I recommend buying several of each, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Now, what you're going to do if you haven't already done it is you want to create new. And unfinished design changes. These changes will be cleared in order to start assembling a new. So let's do that. It's gonna, yeah. So I'm gonna start. I guess I can have more than one of these at once. I think these just count as a starship in your inventory. So if you know, whoa, okay. And so the first thing we're going to want to do is build a landing gear. So let's go to our menu. And I should have enough of these. And I'm not going to complete this build. I'm just going to walk you through the basics. But generally what I did was I created 3 landing gears. Why? Because I wanted a larger ship. If you just create 1 landing gear, more importantly, if you just use the next component, which is your habitation, you're not going to have a lot to work with. Like, imagine just buying one of these. Your entire ship is going to have to attach to that one thing. So that's why I recommend buying several. And I bought, and to build the ship that I'm using now, I did something like this. That's what I did. Next, you're going to need a cockpit. And again, we only have these limited components, so we're going to go with the Thunderbird. You can put that there. You cannot put it on the back. So when you're building your starship, this side is the back and this side is the front. You can also put a second cockpit in, but if you look at the top right hand of your screen, it'll say Excess cockpits installed. I'm assuming, and I don't know this for sure, that you might not be able to finalize your build with 2 cockpits installed. Someone else can test that out if they want. Anyway, I need reactors. So we'll go to our reactors. And this screen, just real quick, I'll fly you through it. You have your core modules, which are cockpits and habitation, access and docking, thrusters, defensive systems, and reactors. If you press R1, and I'm on the PS5, the rest of these components here are decoration. You have exterior decoration and structural decoration. Anyway, going back to reactor, we only have the Medusa class reactor, but I actually like the way that looks, so I don't mind that at all. And you know, if I'm kind of copying the design I did before, I did something like this, and you'll notice that these actually give performance boosts. This gives a boost. They give boosts, 11% boost and a 9% maneuverability, and they seem to, oops, I can show you this. This is finalizing the current design. Now this actually won't work unless you have all of your core components intact, and I'll show you. See, unable to finalize, no systems installed. Anyway, going back to this, you'll notice that the boost and the maneuverability vary depending on how many components you have. They're not always an exact match. And each of these components actually takes up a technology slot in your Starship inventory. And I'll show you that at the end of this. Anyway, we need thrusters next. We have 2 options here. We have the Titan sublight thrusters, which I believe are A-class, don't quote me on that. And then the Pyro Drive boosters, which I know are B-class. And these do stack. Obviously the A-class has better stats, but I'm going to go, if I'm using the same design as my last ship that I showed you, I use these. Now here's the thing. There is a difference in how these attach. If you go to the Titan sublight, these only attach on the side. You cannot attach them on the back. You can attach them on the side, and if you want to attach them on the opposite side, you have to flip it pressing L2. So just think about that if you're looking into the aesthetic. If you don't care and you just want the best stats, you want to go with the Titan Sublight. I'm more into the aesthetic for now, so, and I want 3, which is basically walking you through how I built my last ship. The last thing, we have 2 more things. We need a landing bay, and I just put that right at the bottom here. It can attach on the sides or on the bottom. It's up to you. Or maybe not on the sides, but they can attach here. I thought they could attach here. Oh yeah, there you go. You have to flip it. So you can attach it anywhere that you feel is the best place for it. So I'm going to attach it on the back. I'm guessing a lot of people are going to do this. Can't wait to see what glitch builders come up with. That's going to be fun. And finally, we need weapons, and you get stat boosts with weapons as well. You get 5% damage, 2% fire rate, 3% heat dispersion. And I noticed that they're not consistent. So you'll see this one has 5, 3, and 2. Watch what the next one is. 6, 3, and 2. And these can actually go on the bottom, which is pretty cool. Do I want those there? No, it looks like it would actually shoot. It looks like it would actually shoot that gun. So instead, just put it there and there. I'm basically rebuilding the exact ship that I built before. Now, all the core components are in. I can finalize. Everything else I did was aesthetic, and I won't walk you through all that. I'll leave that to you of how you want to do that. I attached some wings. I used both of these cowling. I actually used an antenna and the ducting outlet and various windows. So what I'm going to do, and of course you can paint your ship, and you have 4 materials: gloss finish, inverted gloss finish. That's just the opposite. So if this is red on white, it'll be white on red. Weathered finish, it makes it look weathered, which would be cool if you're building like a Millennium Falcon and you want to make it look kind of anything that Star Wars always kind of has a weathered look to it, so that'd be cool. And then I used the metallic finish, and I used red and light gray. So I'm going to exit out of this build and then go to modify the finished product. Store design for later. I wonder if I can. I was hoping I could just exit out of here completely. I wonder if there's a way to just say I don't want to do this anymore. I was hoping to get an option to do that, because I don't really want 2 ships. So let's see what happens. I have nothing. Leave workshop. Okay. So here is my original ship, and now I'm going to modify it and take it for a quick spin. Okay, so I like the finished product for the most part. The only thing I didn't like is that there are no windows here. So I wanted to add some windows on the sides. And I wanted to eliminate these windows back here. I'm not crazy about them. Or maybe what I could do is move that there. Move that there. Move that there, and maybe that will give me some room for some windows. So, no. We want to continue modifying. So perhaps put a window there. Put a window there, and then that's not pretty, but it's in the place that I want it. And then finally, why is that happening? That's very strange. It's not giving me the option for the gloss. There we go. Okay, well. Anyway, it's not letting me change the color of this window. And I actually want to change the color of that. And that's already correct. So that is a shame. It's not letting me change the color of this window. This is kind of the clunky nature of No Man's Sky's building menu. That's unfortunate because that doesn't look good now. And I'm not inclined to change it. So is that red or is that... It doesn't look red to me. Well, let's just leave it at that. I think that actually looks pretty good as a whole. And let's finalize. Apply edits. And we'll take it for a quick spin. Yeah, I think that looks better. It's just slightly better. And so we go in here. And now we have our nice windows. And let's go into first person. And I didn't show you this, but I will. As you'll see, every modification adds a slot, fills up a slot in your technology. And my cargo is pretty large. And I forgot to mention that when you add these habitation modules, each one adds 3 cargo slots. So that's good to know. And I'll name this something later. It doesn't look half bad. I mean, considering we had very little to work with to begin with, I'm not unhappy with it. This is not the build I would have preferred, but it's the build that I do have. And I'll show you one last thing before we take this for a spin. Your build menu has this section, and it has nutrition unit, crew berth. I haven't played around with this. I'll do that in a different video. But what I did do is I added an internal stairway so that I can go up here. And now that we have windows here, that's better. That's much better. And I might even add some more windows later. You know, plenty of time to think of ways to modify. So let's take it for a quick spin and do a skydive, and I'll end the video there. The experience has been positive. I'm very curious on how to get more parts as fast as humanly possible because I want to build. My creative juices are just flowing, and I felt quite limited in building this. And it's a very heavy ship to maneuver, but there's always the ability to upgrade it later. And so I think we can skydive from here. I'll go a tiny bit lower, just so it doesn't take too long. I'll go where the clouds are. But you can skydive as soon as you enter the atmosphere. And the way you do that, and I'll show you the last menu selections that are new. You have leave pilot seat, that's how you do that. We'll do that in 1 minute. Excuse me. And then you have the autopilot management, which is interesting. I haven't played with it yet, but maintain current flight path, autopilot to the space station. I can go to each of the planets that have been found or go to a planet that has been unmapped. Very cool. So let's leave pilot seat. Awesome, man. Look at this. It's just awesome. This is a very beautiful planet, by the way. I have a base here that's actually been ruined by the latest update. A topic for another time. And what we're going to do is open the hatch. I'm going to go back into third person and do a skydive. And if you look at the bottom of, or in the center of the screen, you have this icon there. This icon's very cool. I won't spoil it. At first I thought it was a base, but I realize now, because I've skydived, this is my third skydive. Let's not die here. That would be a hilarious end to the video if I just got splattered all over this paradise planet. You can beam back aboard your ship. Now, I shouldn't have beamed back aboard because I actually want to show you one more thing. So I'll skydive one more time. I'll try to go as fast as humanly possible. All right. I wish you could just splatter all over the place. Okay, I wanted to show you the animation of what it looks like when you summon it. It looks pretty cool, man. Notice those landing gears? Wow, awesome. Can't wait for the expedition and to continue this update. Anyway, I really hope you liked the video. If you do, please subscribe to the channel. There'll be more videos coming, that I can promise you. Hope each and every one of you have a wonderful day.